Hello. Trying my best not to put my hands up. I can't help it. I have to. Welcome back to Make and Break. We are here today with CQDK, Simo. I imagine Junie's probably in chat because Junie messaged me 2 seconds before stream. Hello. Today we are making ourselves a completely normal, nothing weird spice rack. So I just got a couple little things here to work on a spice rack with. We'll kind of see where they take us, but yeah, we're going. I've been asked, how is my pinky toe? I won't show it on camera. Here, let's take a quick look for myself. It is very pink, or not very pink. It's very purple. It is bruised to hell. I have been bending it and working it and moving it all around, and it's fine. It's just bruised. I can't wear socks because socks cut off the circulation on it. So you'll not be able to see it, but I got one sock on today and one sock off. So, you know, that's just life, man. All right, let's pop on a little bit of music. And let's get going on this spice rack. I appreciate you asking about my pinky toe. That's loud. There we go. That's better. So already we have gotten a recommendation for a speed sketch. That's a little chaotic. That's kind of chaotic energy you got there. But we'll do our best. So first things first, what are we up to? We want to make a spice rack. Easy, right? Simple. Spice racks. It's the most obvious thing in the world. Everybody makes a spice rack. You're not even allowed to download Blender until you make a spice rack. So weird that I got this far. Let's go ahead and make it. So proportion's going to be really important, and this is the part that I'm going to mess up. Realistically, I should have looked up some dimensions before I started, but oops, you know me. I'm gonna say that probably looks right. Okay, so I got a plan. I got a real plan on how I'm gonna do this thing. Here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna inlay a face. Whoa, nope, we wanna inlay one face. There we go. This is going to be kind of a retro sort of thing, so we're going to want the spice rack to be a little bit bigger. This is not going to be like modern pantry sort of stuff, so don't get too ahead of ourselves here. We're going to go ahead and extrude that in all the way to the back wall. Right. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab some little pieces. Now I got to think here. Oh, I didn't think this one through. Definitely didn't think this one through. Tell you what, I'm going to subdivide it by like 30 times. Yeah, that'll do. Here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna use my best judgment to cut pieces. Maybe one more. Let's say 4. 4 is probably good. Should I also draw a fluffy Pac-Man? You 100% should also draw a fluffy Pac-Man, but before you do that, you should wait to see what other people post as their speed sketches. Ideally, I understand you're in a different medium than I am, but ideally, I would like you to try and do the speed sketch at the same time that I do it, so that way you're being bound by the time limit, because the time limit is what's going to make you good. Okay, so this didn't totally work. We're going to put little tiny spices on the top there. That's fine. That's how we'll do that. So here's the thought for me, right? I've done all this. We're going to go ahead and bridge some faces here. To the best of my understanding, that should work. It does work. I think we're making a few extra polygons inside of here, but I'm not going to stress it too hard. And what I want to do is I want to grab all of this. We got the whole thing around there. Yep. I want to grab all of this, and all of this. And we just want to scooch them down. Or scooch them up. Oh, now we have a real problem, because that's super thin. You know what? I should have done 4. I was thinking we were scooching down for some reason. When I did my math, I did it based on going down. So let's go up. I just drew a fluffy Pac-Man for now while I wait. Sure. You know, practice is practice. You do what you gotta do. So, 4, dissolve. 1, 2, and then 4. And then we cut. And then we go 4. And then we cut. And we just repeat the process. Nice and easy. We don't even think about it. And we ignore that one. That's actually going to be a big shelf now. Yeah, that'll be just a nice big shelf up top. It should work actually perfectly. This looks good. This looks much better than the first one. So I'm going to bridge. And I should really just be pressing Shift-R instead of doing it manually each time. So we'll just go ahead and do it like that. And then I'm going to do the exact same step as before, and we're officially done. So we scooch these guys up just a little bit. There we go. We got ourselves a little bit of spices. What up, Joe? Joe, how's your golf ball looking? Now, I hate to be this guy, because I think I just made another mistake. I think I did want it to scooch down. So we're going to go one more time. I apologize. We're 10 minutes in and I'm already flubbing. What else did you expect? So here's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dissolve. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dissolve. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dissolve. Now we should be looking good. That bottom one will just be a little extreme looking. Oh, it's perfect. Yeah. Okay. How dare you be a human and make mistakes? Honestly, I feel that way all the time. Not in like a damaging way or anything like that, but I always am like, how come I didn't just do that perfect? Every time we go 3 hours in and I've made like an organic like dragon or human or whatever, and it just turns out to be rubbish. Like The Simpsons, right? When I did that little Simpsons guy, I was like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I make this? And you know, it's because I've never made a Simpsons before, obviously, but in the moment, my brain's just like, yo, you're crazy. What are you doing? Okay, so we got ourselves a shelf. Why are they coming forward? You know. Oh, hey, I know a good YouTube video for how to shape people if you want to see it. Sure. If you want to just post it in the 3D channel, I think everybody could benefit from that. There's a YouTube series where a guy goes into shape keys and all that sort of stuff, and he is pretty good. I like him a lot. He did like a full course on YouTube, basically. Also, how come there's no bevel on here? Is there too steep of an angle that it won't bevel? It's technically 2D, but it works for 3D as well. Well, that's confusing. Sure, I mean, I'm interested to watch it at that point. Joe, I have an additional note for you. I meant to ask you something as soon as you jumped in. Are you aware of a game called Ark the Lad? I imagine Junie is aware of it, because I think Junie and I played it together. But Joe, you're specifically the one that I'm curious about. Heard of it, not much more beyond that? Like, knowing what you're into, I think you might love it. I specifically recommend the 4th one, Twilight of Spirits. It's like that classic era of gaming where people just kind of went for their crazy ideas. And like, that was it. It is just such a wild premise for a game. Nope, we're not going to do that. We're only going to do the bevel on the outside. We'll keep it relatively straight otherwise. So if we come out here and we auto smooth it, yeah, looks fine. Looks good enough for me. Might need to auto normal, but we'll get there. Ark the Lad 4. Most of the soundtrack that I was playing before stream was from that. Oh, speaking of that, I'm a big dummy, as you might know. I just play random music before stream starts, and I don't record it for YouTube, because obviously I know YouTube's crazy. And I just kind of didn't think too much about it. I just kind of did it, and I was like, you know, I just want to show off some music that I like. I want to do this, whatever. I assumed that Twitch would, like, delete the VODs or something along those lines if they didn't like me playing music. I might receive, like, a message telling me to stop, like, whatever. I expected something. But I didn't expect it to be a big deal or whatever. And it's not a big deal. Spoilers. What is actually happening, and it's been happening since day one, and I haven't realized it because I wasn't paying attention, is they're just muting my VODs. So people are coming to my stream, theoretically, watching VODs, and there's just no sound. I'm like, oh, that's a bad thing I'm doing. I need to stop doing that. They mute the bits with the music. They unmute it afterwards? Yo! That's huge! Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and watch some VODs. That's awesome. That's actually so cool. Well, nonetheless, you know, that's good knowledge. I'm very happy about that. But nonetheless, I need to be a little bit more careful with my music selection. Ultimately, I really just want to show off music for people. I think when I was growing up, I didn't get exposed to a lot of music in the way that I wanted to. And if I can help people find music that way, I will. But I ain't gonna get DMCA'd over it. So, just kind of something to think about for now. The heck is going on? That is the X direction. But for some reason, it thinks it's the Z direction? Oh, it's because it's rotated. Aha! Aha, aha, aha. I got it. You can still be DMCA'd, so be careful. I get that. I get that, like, totally. I totally get that. I'm going to definitely be careful moving forward, but it is something that I'm, like, consciously thinking about. Gonna add a bowl of glowing nin root to that shelf. Okay, or nern root. What is nern root? Please share with the class what that means. The heck is wrong with this cylinder? Why did rotating it? That's weird. It's a plant from Elder Scrolls. You know what? We'll give it a Google, and I could do that. Honestly, if you guys want to throw recommendations at me, I'll do it. I need you to keep in mind that this is going to go inside of a game that I'm working on. So if you suggest something that is copywritten, then no, I'm not going to do it. But, like, for sure, I'm open to ideas. Okay, so we want negative 35. It's got to be more than that. Negative 37. Negative 36. Let's give that a shot. Okay, we're gonna have to place them manually. Darn. Darn, darn, darn. You know what? I'm gonna do the bottom one manually, but these guys are all exactly the same size. So I'm gonna do it like that, and we're gonna find the correct scale. So it's just a little bit more than that, 31. That looks about perfect to me. Maybe a little bit less than that, negative 30.5. Negative 30.7. I think that looks roughly perfect. We're gonna call that probably it. That looks really good. Make a pink glowing plant so it isn't actually nern root. Well, once I see what nern root looks like, we'll go from there. I'm gonna start with just a couple of classics first. I got a couple ideas that we gotta go through, and then from there we can go crazy. So So we're gonna go right about that height. We'll call it right there. There is no need to actually like do this. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna call this shelf. Or no, we're gonna call this cabinet. And you're gonna be the cabinet. You're gonna be metal rods. And then I'm gonna copy the metal rods. And you're gonna be called metal rod, singular. And we're gonna remove that and pull you down. This one can be actually probably be a little bit lower since it's a straight shelf. And that might be enough visual difference that you can see between the top and the bottom. That might work kind of well for us. Although it does look a little weird. You know what? I like it. It's visual difference. It's fine. This is kind of that rule. I've talked about this in the past, but the rule of visual design is it shouldn't look like you made mistakes. It's okay if things aren't perfect. It's okay if things look wishy-washy, organic, kind of random, but they have to be separate enough that it isn't obvious. I think I'm beating a dead horse here, but let's say that this is like, you can see this grid in a world. If I place a cube here and it's perfectly in the middle, all's well and good. If I go like that, that's bad. Because now it's off-center and it looks like a mistake. So instead, that looks fine. That is acceptable because it's obviously not a mistake. It's obviously not off of center. So anyway, beating a dead horse. Visual design 101. Don't make mistakes. Make things look obviously mistaken. Okay, so I posted it in 2D because it is actually 2D, but still check it out. I will definitely check it out. I appreciate that. Oh, I downloaded an image and it's gone. Where is it? There he is. This is the first one I want to make. So we're going to make ourselves a little jar with a cork on top. I suppose it's probably in our best interest to say, what are we making? So let's make a shopping list. Right? Let's play real pretend here, and let's say that we're actually... Hello? Why can I resize things in the move menu? That's weird. That's not how moving is supposed to work. Okay, shopping list time. So we're gonna come in here, we're gonna make ourselves a text object real quick. We're gonna rotate it 90 degrees and push them on over here. And everything's backwards. Oh no. Tell you what, I'm gonna grab these guys. I knew I did it backwards. I knew something was weird. We're gonna just pop you around on a 180. Hello, now we're back. So, our shopping list. What do we want? We're gonna want salt, pepper, paprika, poison. Nope, don't look at that one. Let's do like bay leaves. Allspice? I don't know about allspice. Let me Google what allspice looks like real quick. Allspice just looks like pepper. No, I'm vetoing allspice. We can make the pepper look like allspice. I'm okay with that, but I'm vetoing allspice. Wolfsbane cinnamon sticks? Okay, I'm liking the sound of that. Wolfsbane? What the heck is Wolfsbane? Okay, this is definitely a poison, for sure, right? You poison people with this? Cinnamon sticks. I guess I should show you what I'm looking at. Here's Wolfsbane. Cinnamon sticks, we can most certainly make cinnamon sticks work. I might even add a little thing like that to it. That could be really nice. Saffron, I love me a little bit of saffron. Saffron's real cool. Look at that, gorgeous. Oh, she's gorgeous. We can do a little bit of physics to put this in a jar, although the physics have kind of been defeating us lately. I sort of like it in a little jar like that. That is cool. All right, so let's pop that on our list real quick. I'm gonna say saffron, cinnamon. I hate cinnamon personally, but cinnamon is a very cool spice. I'll ask for maybe 2 more. Oh, I need olive oil. For sure, I need olive oil. Olive oil, sugar. Yeah, we'll do sugar. Sugar makes sense. Let's do sugar. How can you not like cinnamon? Big Red is cinnamon. I really don't like cinnamon. I hate to be that guy. I know I am. But it's just gross. There's something about it that just doesn't taste right to me. Whatever that in the middle is looks really good. Ooh, walnuts could maybe do it. Walnut is cool. I'm okay with walnut. Next emote confirmed. Oh, Sporty Spice. What about Scary Spice? I could live with Scary Spice. Here we go. I'm going to put her in a jar. I really thought she was wearing an inflatable like pool floaty. Like a dolphin. Or not a dolphin. A flamingo. Probably ask first? Nah. Okay. I'm not finding any... Oh, Star Anise is pretty rough. Nope. Skipping it. We're skipping it. Nutmeg? I got bay leaves already. Nutmeg. Oh yeah, nutmeg. Perfect. We'll do it just like that. That's what I meant when I said walnuts. Okay, cool. That's what we're doing. Any more spices than that, we'll have to wait. We'll do nutmeg in here. I keep changing my origin point, which is weird because all I'm doing is left clicking. It shouldn't be working that way, but I guess because I'm in text mode, it works that way. Okay, so salt, pepper, paprika, bay leaves, saffron, cinnamon, olive oil, sugar, and nutmeg. See, now I click, no problem. Salt, pepper, paprika, bay leaves, saffron, cinnamon, olive oil, sugar, nutmeg. Oh, and I need one more thing. I need a very specific thing. I'm going to keep it a secret for now. Looking for a very specific thing. That'll do. Perfect. Okay, cool. Excuse me. Definitely not poison. Yeah, it's definitely not poison. I'll tell you that. It's definitely not poison. So, first things first, we're going to make this guy. So what's going in here? What's going in here is probably got to be saffron or bay leaves. The cinnamon sticks, I think I want to put just like in a burlap bag. Like have like a little sack sitting there with cinnamon on top of it. I think that'll look really divine. So we're going to call this tall skinny jar maybe. Okay, the bay leaves will go in a tall skinny jar. So this is going to be saffron. We're going to start with the hardest one. Let's do saffron. So I'm going to go ahead and make ourselves a cylinder of... Man, our geometry is going to get out of control today. I'm thinking we just stick with 24. Let's just stick with 24. We're going to stick with a nice, cool 24. And we're going to go ahead and just pop this guy to be... First off, we're going to do this. Nice little bottom. Not as out of control as my geometry was. I mean... So, Joe, for anybody who needs some context here. Joe has been... Joe's been very active about learning 3D modeling, and it's very cool. We're all very proud of Joe. And Joe made the thing that they showed off in chat. You can see my initial messages to Joe if you were a historian of my Discord. And Joe needed some help. So Joe, messaged me, and I sent some messages back, and we just worked on some stuff for a sec, and then we jumped in a call together. And what Joe had done is Joe had subdivided a... That shape does not want to work now, does it? Joe had subdivided a sphere like an unbelievable amount of times. And, you know, hopefully this isn't too embarrassing for me to say. The reason Joe had subdivided this, this ball so many times was not to make any edits to it, but was to stop reflections from, like, not interacting correctly on it. Because Joe had 2 suns in the scene, and the ball was perfectly rough, so it was reflecting literally everything. So it was just like a nice little design challenge, honestly. That's a pretty normal for beginners who don't know about smooth shading. No, he knew about smooth shading. We had smooth shading down. It was just, you know, a thing. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And get rid of that. Delete. Delete. I had weird black artifacting on the side. Yeah. It was definitely because of your normals, but smooth shading was turned on. That is close enough for me. This is pretty good. I can live with this. Okay, so we want to extrude along normals just a little bit. And normally I would try and round out this rim, but we're not going to do that because geometry is going to be such an issue here today. So let's take it upon ourselves to fix up just some of this. That should still get the idea across. I like those 2 there. That 2 is good. That one there is necessary. The inside of this could just totally get fixed. We're going to want to really just dissolve as many edges as we can inside here. That'll do good. Cool. So we're going to throw some saffron inside of this bad boy. So first, let's make that cork for the top. I could probably afford to round that edge now, but I think the cork's going to do the work for us. So I'm not going to think too hard about it. So we got a nice round container. It's small enough that you really won't notice it. So we'll go ahead and pop you on a shelf. I think you deserve to be probably right about here. So we'll pop you back right there. And I'm going to double check our X-ray. That should do it. And we'll just place you right against the metal like that. And we're golden. Cool. So there's number 1. Spice number 1 is there. Let's go ahead and pop the cork on it. Now, I know realistically I should be doing a UV sphere. Is there any advantage to an icosphere? Like, why would I ever use an icosphere? Icosphere has 12... How many faces does this have? If I look at the faces, we have 80. That's what you've been telling me? What have you been telling me? Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Simo. So if I do 3... Okay, so 3 is probably the minimum that I would accept on an icosphere, right? Why would you use an icosphere? That's fair, I guess. Let's just double check some stuff. So let's go minimum on here. I'm going to say minimum is probably 28 by 14. That's probably the minimum I'm willing to accept on that. So this guy has 320, and this guy has 392. It is a little bit more efficient to use an icosphere. Ever so slightly. Now, does this look a little bit better? I kind of can't tell the difference. Subdivided cube is my favorite. You're a monster. What a monstrous thing to say. I think that does look a little bit better. So we'll go ahead. We'll stick to UV spheres from now on. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is we're going to go ahead and size this thing. And we're going to be real clever about it. Oh, let's get rid of that decimate. We definitely don't want a floating decimate sitting there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pop in our X. Pop in our Y. Subdivided cube is all four-sided polys. Sure, but what are your polygons looking like? UV sphere has those ugly tops. I agree with you. I hate the tops. I do hate the tops of UV spheres, but honestly, I've gotten so used to it at this point. And it works super well for making maps. I won't show you because it's pretty sensitive information for what I'm working on right now. But I have made a mapping system using UV spheres where I take each individual square of the UV projection, and it's a perfect square. I mean, each square is perfectly square. And I take each square of the UV projection, and I can make like a sector, like a little area on a map with it, and it looks so nice. And then you just relay it on top of the UV sphere and you have a map, a globe. It looks so good. It looks super good. Also, this looks really good. It looks a little bit weird without color, but I'll take it. Okay, you want me to subdivide a cube real quick? Let's subdivide a cube. I'm in learning mode right now. Get rid of that. There we go. Okay, so we got ourselves a nice subdivided cube. If we shade smooth, it's pretty much the same as that one. Actually looks really good. It's a little boxy, obviously. I'm sure that's obvious to anybody. It's not bad looking. Let's go ahead and put a decimate on it, and it has the exact same geometry. What? The heck? Alright, Simo, you might be onto something. Why is this not default? Why don't they default to this? This is good. Okay, we'll keep this in mind moving forward. That should be default. If it's that efficient, that should be default. Okay, we gotta pop some saffron into here, but I kind of want to fill up the whole thing first, because I'm going to be a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried if we get stuck in this process. Red can get Shrek'd. Simo wins. I mean, if you ever believed for half a second that I knew more about 3D modeling than Simo, God rest your soul. Let's go ahead and put a cube on over here. And we're going to go ahead and put bay leaves in this. We're going to do it just like that. And now I got to pop a circle on out of here. The More Primitives plugin has round subdivided cube in it. It should definitely be default. There's no reason it's not default. So we're going to go ahead and grab these. Maybe the bottom as well. Yeah, let's go bottom. Okay, so all of this together should do that. Pretty nice, pretty even looking. That looks all right to me. These guys went up a little bit because I didn't apply scale, but I actually kind of like it being taller like that, so we're going to leave it like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the top. Let's inset. Hello. There we go. I'm going to bring it real far in, and then we're going to go ahead and loop tools, circle. Hello? Okay, let's loop tools, circle. The heck was that? Should have been obvious. That was weird that it didn't work. Okay, now my least favorite thing about loop tool circle is it messes up your circle every single time. So let's go ahead and fix it. That looks about right to me. Almost every single time it gets messed up. And then we'll go ahead and just pop this guy up. I could round these out. I probably will. I'm not sure. And we're going to extrude one up. I'm going to cut you. We're going to grab you and extrude out. And then we can inset a tiny little hole in here, like that, and extrude straight down. Correct. This should work. This should be good. Oh, this could be a little complicated for just a second here. Let's go ahead and dissolve that edge. And then I'm going to add an edge loop right here. And then we're going to add another one right there. And I'm going to grab all of these walls and push them out. Actually, I should just use X-ray to really get it correct. I kind of want to turn it into a square, but I don't think I have the ability to do so. I don't think that's in my wheelhouse. So first things first, let's go ahead and grab you and you. And I'm going to pull these guys up. Like that. Oh, gorgeous. If we get it nice and symmetrical with this guy, then it should be pretty seamless once we add the glass. Look at that. That is gorgeous. That's the bottom one, and we go all the way down. Oh, it's good enough for me. I can handle that. So now we just need to take it upon ourselves to do this and this. That should do it. Now I'm going to grab you and pop you down just a little bit. You know what? That doesn't matter. Let's leave that. And now we're going to put a top on this thing. Oh, also, I need to bevel this. Just a little bit. Probably doesn't need all those bevels. Just like 3. Look at that. That is a good-looking bottle. Oh, she's gorgeous. I want to eat bay leaves out of this thing. You don't eat bay leaves, but, you know, if you did, I'd eat bay leaves out of this thing. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a UV sphere. I very specifically want a UV sphere for this one because we're going to want to pop down that little face at the bottom. So we're going to grab you and we're going to dissolve. And I'm going to go ahead and extrude down on that. We're going to subdivide this guy 2 times. And by subdivide, I meant loop cut. We're going to extrude out. Just like that. Put cinnamon sticks in there. You can eat cinnamon sticks. Nope, I refuse. This is bay leaves. Okay, so that should do it. Nope, 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 nope. Just like that. There's a lot of geometry going on here. I'm going to have to find some clever ways to re-topo this stuff, because this is going to get out of control real quick. But in the meantime, it's alright. She'll get the job done. So we're going to do it just like that, and we're going to bevel just the end of this. Perfect. Cool. We got ourselves a nice little plug Nobody be weird about it. It's just a normal plug that you would put in a bottle. I don't even know why I said that. I shouldn't have spawned any sort of comments like that, but oh well. Alright, so we're going to move the X to the correct X. Too late now. Yeah, I said it. It's actually my fault. I'll take the L on this one. There we go. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I have to mention something. Speaking about that sort of stuff, I have to mention something. There is a series of YouTube videos that I found last night, thanks to the Trash Taste podcast. Let me tell you, there is a series on YouTube. I'll keep it as PG as possible. It's called What's in My Butt? And basically, it's two gay dudes. I think they're not partners, which is even weirder about it, but you can do whatever you want. It's your life. It's two dudes, and one guy sits on the floor with a curtain over the back of him, and they do 6 rounds where they have adult toys, and they use adult toys on the guy who's laying down, and he has to guess whether it's an adult toy or, for 1 round, it is the real thing. And this is a real series that's on YouTube and has not been demonetized, and you can watch with your own eyes, and I do not understand how that's possible. I cannot wrap my brain around it. Yeah, no, it's just on YouTube. It's just there. You know, they'll demonetize you if you say, like, the S word, right? If I say Simo's old name, I'll get demonetized. But if we talk about what's in my butt, fair game. Fair game. Also, I'm looking at the geometry of this glass bottle, and for sure, this has to go on the bottom shelf. There's no way this fits anywhere else other than the bottom shelf. So, bottom shelf it is. And then it could just be a nice tall bottle here in the corner. If you say what again, I couldn't hear you, Red. Yeah. I said, what I said was, hey, thanks. I can be clever when I need to be. I'm always worried that you can hear my audio through my desktop, because my desktop audio is set up to hear through my headphones. Limp, clearly. Yeah, I said limp. Limp is kind of a weird word to begin with. What a strange word that is. It means so many different things. Yo, look at this. This looks so nice. This is such a gorgeous little shelf. Okay, so we are 45 minutes in, and already I've done 2. I think that's actually not a good pace, but I ain't bumming about it. I'm pretty stoked. Let's go ahead and make some olive oil. I'm gonna make the classic shape. Hello? Are we live? Did I lose power? What the heck was that? My lights just turned off for a second. What if you put a little teddy bear on it? I could put a teddy bear on there, maybe. Okay, let's go ahead and make ourselves a olive oil dispenser. And I'm going to go ahead and start taking to heart that we want to lower our polygon count. Our power flickered yesterday during the random storm was wild. Yeah, my computer turned itself off. Like, we lost power and my computer stopped. And it was awful. And my computer turned back on, and it's been really slow since then, and I was like freaking out. And then all of a sudden, Windows was like, hey, we need to do an update. And every time Windows does an update, my, it's slow. Like, it goes like mega slow. So I'm like, thanks. Thanks for that. Okay, so we're going medieval, right? You're not going to have huge things of olive oil. So we're going to do like a little cutesy size of olive oil. It's going to be like a little tiny guy. And I want to be extra careful about this. So we're going to go like that. And I'm going to do my best to grab this and extrude it out. Just enough to grab onto. Just a little thing right there. I really want to round those edges. I so want to round those edges, but I'm not going to. It's a terrible idea. We're going to want to do this. Where are you? Dissolve. And now I'm going to grab the top, and I'm going to punch a hole in it. And we're going to grab just that middle part and push it up. Maybe I don't like doing that. Maybe instead we'll pop it like that. Just pull it up a little bit. And then we'll slot the little canister part on. That should be alright. Actually, if I go ahead and poke it again, and we pop that up really high like that, and then I bevel this, I can just slot the thing right on top of that. That should be fine. Okay. I sort of love that dent. That is a cool little detail. So. Oh, man. This is gonna be tough. I'm gonna be thinking about this for a while. It's hard not doing like curvy round shapes. Really hard low poly, but not low poly. I should probably take it easy on the sculpting. My fingers feel weird. Whoa, Simo. Have you been non-stop sculpting? We're gonna do 3. That should look pretty convincing, I think. And then if I grab you and you, can I do all of these as a circle? Oh, I can. Oh, and they make these twists. What the heck? I mean, that's terrible. This one worked. Why did this one twist? I bought more clay and wire for skeletons. I think you got yourself a little obsession. Simo, I never doubted that you would be like the world's hardest worker. You and Greg. Greg is like the crazy hardest worker I've ever experienced. Talking in the short amount of time that I've talked to Greg, I'm like, yo, what the heck, dude? Like, you don't stop. Go to bed. We got ourselves a pog. What's this pog for? What's the relevant pog? Okay, that'll do. That's a good little circle. Just a pog. Okay, we'll just take just a pog. That's fine. We got a Joe pog, the rare Joe pog. Who else wants to pog? It ain't gonna be me. Let's go ahead and make a circle. And I'll go ahead and extrude along normals, and we'll stick the little guy on there. Joe, your use of emojis is wild. Okay, there we go. Is that a weird looking thing? Yes, it's pretty weird looking. But it gets the job done. Maybe we'll lower it down a little bit like that, and that should be pretty good looking. It's a little abstract. I think people are going to look at this and be like, what the heck am I looking at? But that's fine with me. So let's make the little metal bit on top of this. I mean, it's just a cylinder, right? It's just a cylinder with a hole in it. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's make a cylinder of 18. 18 should get the job done. Pop you up. We're going to remove both of your heads. Squish fish pog. All right, I think we got all the pogs we're gonna get out of this one. Let's go ahead and scale you to the right size. That should be all right. We'll leave a hole right in the bottom there, and I guess I don't want to leave a hole here. I want to inset to the correct size, like that. We're going to do like a little soft bevel around that edge, so it should be a little bit better once we get into it. But for the time being, that's it. Give us a pog. I'm definitely not going to give you a pog. I'm going to put that out there. I'm definitely not going to do that. I think the pog thing is kind of a messy situation. Kind of a bit of a real mess. Next emote confirmed, cinnamon pog. You said it. Give us a pug instead. Can I make a pug face? Can I make a pug face? Oh, I meant the face. I meant the face, not the word. Okay, we're gonna do that. Give us a pug. What do pugs look like? That's a pug. That's what pugs look like. There's your pug for the day. There's your daily pug. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and we're gonna lower this one down as well. Oh, that's it. Perfect. We're good. Ham. Have you seen Ponyo? Have I mentioned this before? Have you seen Ponyo? Because if you haven't, you need to watch Ponyo. Just telling you right now, you need to watch Ponyo. Ooh, you've just reminded me. That's a hat? This does look like a witch's hat. There you go, Joe. I made your perfect witch's hat. Just like that. And that's it. That's a little metal canister thing. Fight me. Honestly? Joe, we've talked about fighting before. I'd love to fight you. In a completely mutual, brotherly sort of way, I'd love to fight you. In a way where nobody walks away with their feelings hurt afterwards, I'd love that. You get your ass kicked? I mean, I don't know. How do you feel fitness-wise? Do you feel fit? I'm definitely not the fittest person in the world, but I know my way around it. Red used to threaten to fight me on the trampoline all the time. Look. It is what it is. I have to assert my dominance somehow. Now, does that look super weird? That looks so weird. I'm 6'4" and 350 pounds. I don't know if you're kidding or not. Because I'm known for my dominant behavior, lol. I mean, I'm known for my dominant behavior. That's how everybody, like, identifies me nowadays. Everyone's like, oh, he's just a big bear. What is that in real measurements? Joe, are you really 6'4", 350? That's... I think you could beat me in a fight. Oh, you. I thought you were talking about me. Yes, yes, yes. Junie, you're not dominant at all. Okay, so, I think this needs... This needs a little bit of love, and I think I see where the love needs to happen. 193 centimeters. Look at Joe with the facts. That should be good enough. It looks a little bit like a ketchup bottle, and I kind of like that. That is so tall. Joe, you're huge. You're like... You're whatever the dude from Moana is. You're like The Rock. Yeah, there's no way. What are you talking about? You're huge. You're like... All right, so I'll give my measurements. I'm not converting them into metric because I'm busy. So somebody else can convert them to metric if they would like to. But I am 6'2", and I go back and forth between 170 and 190 pounds. You know what? It just has to be like that. That's just what it's got to look like. Okay, so I'm 187. I'm 188 centimeters. I am slightly over 6'2", so we'll just take that as 188 centimeters. Okay, so this is gotta be our olive oil. This is gonna be the thing that I'm gonna redo for sure. I don't love the way it looks, but it's gonna have to do for now. You're 5'4"? What? There's no way you're 5'4". I've always been a shorty. That's crazy. Okay, so we got our olive oil. Is it a little bit weird looking? Sure is. I think I'm going to redo it, but it should be fine. So what do we got? We got saffron, bay leaves, olive oil. Let's go ahead and do the cinnamon. So cinnamon, to the best of my understanding, looks very particular. Let's take it upon ourselves to look up a little thing for cinnamon. Also double checking that my pinky toe hasn't fallen off yet. My pinky toe seems to be doing quite all right. Greg, we were just talking about you. CQTK, you're almost 5'4". CQTK. If it falls, can I keep it? Sure. Oh, this reminds me. You guys have reminded me. While we're talking about spices and stuff, because we're totally talking about spices and not people's heights. The story of Jagermeister. Okay, Streamlabs decided to do both advertisements in 2 seconds. That's not how it's programmed, but sure, Streamlabs, whatever. Anybody know the story of Jagermeister? Because for some reason, I know this story like the back of my hand. Also, we're about to ace this. I'm about to ace this cinnamon. I hope you're ready. So, Jagermeister, my favorite alcohol. My favorite hard liquor, I should say. I like cider. I'm a cider guy. Jagermeister is... Oh, my brain can't do this many things at once. Hold on. Give me 1 sec. So how I put 650 pounds into the converter. Yeah, cider is lovely. So basically, there was this hunter in Germany who... Let's do a little bit of height. A little bit of height, I think, will sell this. Blueberry cider once, that was just, oh my gosh, yeah. Have you ever been to Cloak and Dagger? Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. There was this hunter in Germany. And he went on a hunting trip, and his dog, like, ran off I'm paraphrasing a little bit because I don't have this committed to memory. His dog ran off into the woods on a hunting trip, right? So his dog's gone. And he's like freaking out. He's trying to get his dog back, all this sort of stuff, whatever. And eventually, he finds his dog, and there is a beautiful stag, like a deer. A beautiful deer that's like holy and has like a halo around it and all this sort of stuff. And he realizes, I don't know, blah, 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 something. He has to renounce hunting. So he stops hunting. Hello? Why is it unraveling? That's a little weird. Tell you what, I know what it is. It's the height. We gotta redo the height. So he renounces hunting, and he goes and he works as a monk. And as a monk, he decides to do some carpentry. And while he's doing carpentry, he must fight with his bare hands. No, that's my story. He realizes that he needs to, he wants to like go into carpentry. So he's a monk and he's a carpenter and he's living at this monastery and he's doing all his things, whatever. And he decides at some point, please tell me that's straight. It's not, is it straight? I guess it's straight. Looks all right. So he starts getting into carpentry, and inside of the monk, are his hands in the shape of a bear, or are they hands of a bear? Are those not the same thing? Because picturing a human hand that is shaped like a bear's hand is kind of twisted. We don't need that much resolution. I think 2 should be fine. So anyway, he becomes a carpenter, and it's a monastery in Germany. So what do they do at a monastery in Germany? They make beer. So he's making himself a spice cabinet. And he's doing it above, like, the kitchen, right? So there's a little oven down here, and they're making beer, like a cauldron of beer, or whatever you make beer in. I don't know. Old German stuff. And he's making a spice cabinet, and he forgets to nail in a piece of the cabinet, and all of the spices fall into the beer, and apparently that's how you got the 43 spices, or however many spices there are in Jagermeister. So apparently, because he messed up as a carpenter, having been a hunter before, he invented brandy. Which is not how anything works, because there's no beer in brandy. But that's the story. That's how Jagermeister was theoretically invented. So the more you know. Was that story worth it in the end? I have no clue. I just kind of told it. We're going to do a little bit of this. I'm starting to think I might have done it. I needed a tighter spiral. We want a tighter spiral. Yeah, we want a tighter spiral. Okay. So we're going to do this again, and now that I'm focused, because my brain obviously can't do 2 things at once, we're going to try one more time. We're going to do that. Steps are now going to be 20. The growth rate is going to be 1.1. That should do it. It's him inside a bear that has hands that are shaped like tiny bears. What are we talking about? What is happening? All right, let's go ahead and grab just one of these guys. We're going to do connected. We're going to just kind of play with these guys a little bit. We want to really sell the idea of just this. Make it look mushy and cinnamony and all sorts of goodness. I'm a fan of bears. Junie, how dare you? You think you're getting tired? Hey, go to bed if you have to go to bed. We have a drink here that is popular that has Jagermeister and energy drink in it. I'm assuming that's a Jaeger bomb. It's like Red Bull, because we got those. I have like maybe the worst drink in the world that I love so so much. It's such a good drink, but it's disgusting. What time is the speed sketch? The speed sketch will be at 4:30, and I trust 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, and I trust your ability to look up when that is in your time. Okay, that is a much better looking cinnamon stick. Let's go ahead and pop that up to 20. There you go. Greenwich, which means GMT time. Look at Greg out here with the hard pass. That's what time it is in the UK? The UK is all one time zone? I find that surprising. We're gonna set origin to geometry, and now we're good. That's a cinnamon stick. Done. I'm not gonna think about it too much more than that. If we're being a little bit wet and wild with this thing, I don't know why I said that, I apologize. We're gonna want to... There we go. Why is that surprising? The UK is tiny? I don't know. I just didn't really think of it that way. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm just making this a little bit more organic without adding any extra geometry. We're just playing with it. Everybody take a hydrate. I can't tell what's happening in chat anymore. I think there's a lot of sarcasm going on. You guys enjoy that sarcasm. Okay, that's a cinnamon stick. I mean, that's a pretty convincing looking cinnamon stick, if I say so myself. That is very weird looking, though. What the heck is all this? What? No, Joe. You got caught. Let's dissolve all those faces. And then I'm going to dissolve this, and hopefully it doesn't ruin us. We can't dissolve that. Okay, so there's definitely some weird stuff going on here. I will leave for now so my phone don't die. Hey, no worries at all. I'll catch you when you come back. Joe's always out here for my blood. There we go. That's better. We fixed that one up. Anyway, you guys reminded me, this week I am going to experience Evangelion 4. So color me real stoked for that. I cannot wait to finally end the Evangelion series. Holy cow, I've been waiting forever for it. Okay, there's still a little divide there, and I don't know how to fix that, but we'll take it as is. What the heck is this? Tries to work out what color is stoked. Stoked is rouge leaning red. For sure, stoked is red or rouge leaning red. Picks hot pink. That's a Joe move right there. That's a real Joe move. Okay, so now we are here at the bottom, and I can grab you. And then I'm going to loop, bridge all these faces back together, and then we're good. Solve that problem. Is this going to render weird? I think so, but too bad. I'll fix it later if I have to. I just don't want to think about it right now. It's too much. I can't remember at all what happens in Evangelion. Gotta rewatch it. Man, it is a feast. It is a feast of a show. I love Evangelion so much. It's definitely like the one like thing that just has been around for so much of my life. Fun fact, if I haven't said this before, I'll say it now. my book that I'm working on started off as Evangelion fan fiction. It has nothing to do with mechs or robots anymore. Like, there's none of that. It's all gone. But it does exist. Like, it should sit that it was inspiration at one point. Is there any bears, though? I'm gonna say I don't think so. I don't think there's any bears. Mech bears? No, I don't think there's any mech bears. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fish. Needs more bears. Well, that's a crying shame. Honestly, I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm sorry to have suggested something so terrible to everyone. A bearfish? There are bearfish. You're right. You're right. You got it. There are bearfish. I forgot about them. Okay, so we can't average that. So instead, we're going to just do a little bit of this. And, you know, I'm just going to cloth it. Don't mind me. Just using the points for no reason. Simo, that's very out of character for you. Okay, so we're just going to make a little bit of cloth here. And we're good. Look at that. Just a little bit of burlap, right? Nothing weird. Nothing too crazy. And we're going to make one more bottle, and then I'm going to start coloring things, because I don't want to lose time today. Red just casually overlooks the fact that he bullied me. I didn't overlook it. I didn't overlook it there. Wow, such a loving chat, honestly. You guys are the nicest. What did I do to deserve this chat? All I do is bully you guys, eat hot chip, and lie. That's an old joke. That's an old joke. I apologize for the old memes. How dare I? That was way too retro. I'm going to want this, because I'm going to want to see where that lies. That'll do. Should I be using physics for this? I probably should be using physics for this, but oh well. I shall take down the tyrant that is Red Era. Honestly, I've been waiting. Somebody has to do it. I thought one of you would have stepped up by now, but I guess we'll have to see. Let's go ahead and pop this guy up. Actually, let's use an elastic grab. The elastic grab should do this. Just like that. And now I should be able to take this thing and rotate it. What the heck? What was that? Set origin to geometry, and we're going to... Perfect. I benefit too much as I have a position of power, so I'm not likely to try and overthrow unless I think I'll get more power. I mean, you're already learning 3D modeling. Eventually, you could just, like, do the stream for me. I'll send you my writing ideas, and you can just write, you know, my stuff for me. You can make the games for me. We can do that. I'm okay with this arrangement. I'll give you some cake. I don't know how Greg all of a sudden became the leader of the rebellion. Greg just decided to go for it today. My beard would never hold a candle to yours? Is this a beard? Is this a nice beard? I just thought my beard was pretty average. There is no leader. There is no leader is what a cult leader would say. That is what, like, Jared Leto would say. You get a second slice if you survive. You are for sure the leader. You are for sure the leader. You are taking over. If I win and die, give half a slice to the next of my kin. How are you going to have children if you die? Like, not to be a Debbie Downer or anything, but how does that make any sense? I don't lead, I support from the bottom. You are such a cult leader. Next to my kin includes my family, bruh. Does it? I suppose. Okay, that's good enough for me, honestly. Legally, yes. Okay, well, next of my kin... I already have a next to my kin, then. My nephew. Your rebellion has a good health plan? Oh, it's over. I don't stand a chance now. I don't stand a chance against that. I don't stand 2 chances against a health plan. All you UK people and your lovely healthcare. There we go. This'll do. Look at this little piece of cinnamon. Now, I should physics this, and I want to, but I don't think it's going to work. So we're just going to leave it like this for now. Oh, also, I messed up royally. I should be naming my stuff. So let's call you Bay Leaf Jar. You are going to be Bay Leaf Lid. You're going to be Olive Oil Jar. I know it's not a jar, but I'll take it. You're going to be called Olive Oil Lid. Again, I know it's not a lid, but we're going to take it. That cinnamon looks really good. Thank you. Free healthcare is fun. Yeah. Yeah. As somebody who doesn't have healthcare, it's a little scary. We're going to call that cinnamon. This is going to be called Saffron Lid. We're going to call this Saffron Jar. Okay. All of that. Our education is mostly free. I'd rather pay more taxes and have everyone covered for healthcare, honestly. I'd even be okay with having opt-in universal healthcare. Like, you claim it on your taxes if you have it. Because give it 3 years and everyone's going to switch to that. Once they realize that their employers are screwing them over. There's no way you don't take that plan. Obamacare failed as an idea because it was put through such a small filter that there's no dividends for anybody. What if everyone was covered for snake bites, but only snake bites? Yeah, no, that's what you get in Texas. That's already true in Texas. Sorry. So we have that. I don't live in Texas, but I'd like to pretend that I live in Texas for this joke, I guess. I mean, if there was only snakes and humans in the world, I think I'd be pretty jiving for that. I hate to break it to you, though. There's a few more things than just snakes in this world. Vote for Greg as supreme leader defeating the snake menace. No. Oh, no, you got it all backwards. You don't want to defeat the snakes because then your healthcare plan becomes illogical. You want to defeat everything except for snakes. Do I get more snakes? Or do I get more cake? Oh no, cake. Snakes have taken over cake. Guys, sorry. I apologize. Turns out I'm actually the secret leader of snakes. I have funds in the big snake industry. I mean, I called it. I called it. Hate to be the one that called it, but I called it. Okay, so we got some little cinnamon. So I'm just placing some cinnamon here. I can tell everybody who is doing game design, Unreal, stuff like that, they're probably losing their minds that I'm doing this in Blender right now. I'm going to have to redo all of this on Unreal. I know. I'm just doing it right now so that I can see it, I can feel it, I can understand what the scene needs. It's a little extra work, but it'll be worth it in the end. So this is what we're doing. That's my cinnamon. Done. So I'm going to make one more bottle, and then we're going to be doing texturing. So I will show you my secret project. My little secret... Oops, it's not a normal... It's not a normal spice rack, is it? It's Jagermeister. We came full circle. It's Jagermeister. Gotta go AFK for a bit. BRB, no worries. See, Joe makes the mistake of working during stream instead of quitting his job. So Joe always has to sort of jump back and forth between things. Okay, so we got Jagermeister. I'm going to basically copy this bottle verbatim. I will put a cork in the top of it, though, because this is antique, and I don't want to have too much in the way of, like, modern twisty tops and stuff like that. I'm sure they had twisty tops back in the day, obviously, but just not going for it. The idea that they have access to lathes and stuff might be a little bit of a gamble, so I'm not going to go for it. Okay, so we're going to want to do edit mode, cut this 2 times, like that, pop up just this. Now we're going to grab U2 and bevel you like that. And now I grab the whole thing and I subdivide it. That looks bad. Nope, we're not going to subdivide it. Screw that. Instead, I'm going to lower this little neck part right here. And we will subdivide the bottom of them. Just these guys. And by subdivide, I mean bevel. I always mean bevel when I say subdivide. I suppose we should probably just grab everything while we're doing this. So let's grab everything. Just like that. That is not a terrible looking bottle right there. Now, Jagermeister is very known for having this. So I'm going to squeeze these guys into each other. Apply scale first. I kind of like the way it looks. If you want me to apply scale, we can apply scale. Let me see it first. Didn't really make any difference, honestly. But we'll go for it. That's fine. Okay, so I got this. I'm going to want to grab it and do some quick little mods to this. I'm getting to the point where I can kind of just feel it. I can kind of just feel what I'm working on. I didn't have the object selected. Honestly, I like the way this looks, so I'm just going to keep it. This is going to be fine. So with that all selected, I should be able to grab all of this. None of that. Yep, perfect. Now we scale this guy down. That's it. Perfect. And now I apply a bevel, and I just need to double check that that part doesn't fail, and it didn't. That is good. Okay, now we just need to make the top normal. So here's where we're gonna totally ruin this whole mesh. My house is getting super hot. I think I'm gonna get up and turn on the air conditioner in just a second, because it is unbelievably warm right now. The heck is going on? Let's scale this to an appropriate size. Oh, you know what? You got it. You got it. Apply, scale. Yep, you got it. You got it. Nope, Simo, I beat you to it. You can't have it. Okay, so we are here. And now we just want to scale this down a little bit. And it's all right looking. You know what I think it could use? It could probably use a little bit of this. Like that. And then we're going to use proportion and lower that proportion down quite a bit. That sort of sells it for me. Let me grab these two and do one more in without the proportion. And let's grab these guys and merge at last. And that should do it. This music is insane. Gray potato? We got ourselves a gray potato. It's been said here on this day that we have a gray potato. So I'm going to do the same thing here. We're going to go U to U. U to U. We're going to dissolve that. We're going to grab U and pop U up to here. U, pop U up to here. That's already rounded the way that we want it. This little scoop right here is ugly. No, I'm just tired. Go to bed. How late is it? What time is it over there? We're gonna do that. This guy can be dissolved. Okay, that's not that late. Why are you so tired? What's got you tired today? Now we're gonna grab these guys. And we're just going to pull them down just a little bit. And I think that's it. Oh, it looks so weird. Let's do like a 0.2 3 times. Why does it look so weird? It is 10:30 here. 9:30. But then again, 9:30 is a reasonable time to go to sleep, I suppose. As like a night walker myself, I have a hard time sympathizing with that, but you know, makes sense. That is the third one. It's that one. If I dissolve those edges... You're not a reasonable potato. Honestly, we've known this about you. Anybody who thought you were a reasonable potato needs to get to know you better. Did you make your fuzzy Pac-Man yet? I would like to be a kind person that goes to sleep, the kind of person that goes to sleep at 9:30 instead of 4 a.m. Honestly, the hardest working people in the world have no consistency in their lives. I think you should sort of honor that. You're just a hardworking guy. If I feel free to delete that, now I can solidify this whole thing, right? So I grab the whole thing, and I can extrude along normals. And I know I'm supposed to use the extrude modifier, but I kind of prefer doing it this way. And that's that. That looks good. She looks so nice. I made a rich, fluffy Pac-Man with ears, and it's gray. Okay, I can't wait to see it. That sounds a little chaotic. It sounds a little nutty, if I'm being perfectly honest. There we go. Honestly, that is as low geo as I think I'm willing to go on this thing. It's pretty good looking. I mean, it's definitely crunchy. It's crunchier than I like my models to be. But once it's small enough, I don't think it'll matter. So let's go ahead and pop on a cork. Cork, I guess will be 18. Sure, 18 is fine. We'll pop you up. Make sure you are the same X as this. And we'll make you small. Fit you right inside of there. And then we'll go into edit mode and pop this out. That should do it. Cool. So that is, that's our poison. So we're gonna call you Poison Jar. And we're gonna call you Poison Cork. It got a suit. You put your Pac-Man in a suit. The unapologetic creativity that you have is out of this world. You gotta, you know, one day, and it ain't gonna be soon, but one day, as you age, as you mature, as life comes forward with you, I think the best thing that you could ever do, like the thing that will be the most you thing I can think of, is you should make a graphic novel that has you written all over it. Also, I'm looking at this poison here. This ain't a bottom shelf thing. You don't put the poison on the bottom shelf. Put the poison up here. You put the poison all the way up here. You put the poison way up, and you go like this. You don't do that. You do this. You make sure it's rotated nice and on the wall. And we're going to hope that this fits. We're going to hope that it fits right into this little slot. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem. I guess I can just make the bottle bigger. Yep, I'm going to make the bottle bigger. Everything gets just a little bit bigger, and we pop this right there. Let's grab this and rotate them sideways just a little bit. Like that. And we're going to push them against the wall. That'll do. There's the poison, done. So that's going to go on shelf 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shelf 5. No, like in the middle. What do you mean in the middle? And if you can't get your own poison, store-bought is fine as well. I miss buying poison from Lucky's. I miss buying poison from Lucky's so much. I can't believe Lucky's is out of business. That's like the worst thing that's ever happened in the world. Is that I can't buy my store-bought poison anymore. Publix isn't going to sell it. There's not enough of demand for it. I miss their mochi freezer. Oh. Dude, the mochi freezer is it. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop on our favorite little HDRI. I redid my HDRIs yesterday, so it should be a little bit easier for us. I'm thinking about going to a role play school in 9th grade. What? What does that mean? What is a role play school? The heck does that mean? We're gonna call this cabinet, and I'm just gonna paint it brown for right now because I'm gonna get lost in it when I start doing some wood patterns. I actually kind of want to standardize my wood patterns moving forward, but this will do now. Roleplay, cosplay, D&D, everything. No, I'm cool with that. I know what that stuff is. What do you mean school? What does school mean? We're gonna call this Harry Potter crazy characters. Okay, we're losing the sauce now. Light green glass. Yeah, you're starting to lose me a little bit. You're saying a bunch of random words. Basically no roughness. I guess it could have a little bit of roughness. Hey, CQDK. I don't want to be a critic or anything. I don't know what you're talking about anymore. Can you put it in simpler terms for us? Because I'm really losing the idea at this point. Is that good enough? That looks a little weird. Let's get rid of the cabinet for just a second. That looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, that should do just fine. A nice light green sort of glass. I like that circle that shows up on the bottom there. That is pretty good looking. If we do light green glass on this guy... Oh! Ooh! Oh, baby. Oh, that's it. Look how gorgeous she looks. Okay, I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to make you light green glass. You need to be... We're going to call you green glass. And you're going to be light green glass. And light green glass needs to have a lot less saturation. Oh! That is so lovely looking. Okay, cool. So that's that. Now let's make this. This is going to be dark green glass. We might add some patterns onto it, given how crazy it looks, but we'll keep it like this for just now. I'm going to give it a roughness of 0.2. No sheen, no clear coat. I mean, we're here. We're already looking at it. I should probably add some alpha to these guys. I'm probably going to do alpha in a little bit. School for kids that like adventure and are not scared to be themselves and are able to be themselves. Is this a real thing? This doesn't sound like a real thing to me. There's roleplay schools? There's roleplay high schools? There's no way. That can't be a thing. Do like that and then make it a little bit on the dark side. Ooh. That is it. That is pretty good looking. I'm not going to sit and think too much about it. We're going to call you chrome. Chrome is going to be high metallic, low roughness. That's it. I'm definitely going to auto smooth this with a 60, and we're going to go ahead and paint you just a little darker. It's Danish, but look up EPOS Efterskole. Skål. Efterskole. I guess I'll have to at some point. That is very surprising to me. Okay, so you're going to get chrome. You all are going to get chrome. Very cool. Now that's all chrome. Okay, now you are going to be called clear glass. This is going to be the clearest glass we got. So we're going to make specular almost nothing. Roughness, might as well make it like 0.02. And we're going to bring transmission all the way up. Roughness also to 0.02. Pretty nice looking. Pretty nice looking. The alpha is definitely the thing that we got to work on. All these glass bottles gonna look great. Honestly, I love like reflections in games. I was playing around with Unreal the other day, and I'm working on a bunch of mirrors. And I couldn't get the mirrors to work for a little bit, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, how am I gonna make this work? And then I like unlocked the keys to the kingdom, and I figured out how to get reflections working in Unreal, and man, you can do some crazy stuff with mirrors. Working mirrors in games are just like the coolest things ever. Okay, so let's go ahead and make ourselves some cork. To the best of my understanding, cork follows a pretty standard principle of how it works. So I'm going to do it like that. And we want the cork to go in. Yep, just like that. So let's go with our absolute default. We do this every time, but it never fails. We got cork. I'm going to double the scale. And that's cork. Done. So let's color it. It's roughness. It's super rough. I think it has no specular. Actually, it does have specular. Everything else is basically primitive. It does have a subsurface color. Be back soon. No worries. Okay, so let's put on a color ramp, and we're going to choose the colors of cork. I'm actually going to find a piece of cork real quick just to double check my work. Cork. If we nail this on our first try, then it's basically done for every single bottle hereafter. So let's nail it. Oh, there's a lot of different kinds of cork. It's kind of surprising. Which one do I want? I'm going to do this. This is the good cork. This here's the good stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop in a piece of cork. I don't know why that image is so big when all the other ones were not big. But we'll take it. And immediately I see an issue. So let's go ahead and make this work first. The white is true white. The black is true black. That works. We're going to want more of the black. There we go. Just like that. Copy. Put you down here. No problem. Now we can color it. So, URE on here. URE on here. It's got a bit of a red to it. And I'm going to pop in another one just in case. Right there. And you're going to be made a little bit lighter. There we go. That should do it. We're going to go ahead and saturate this up just a little bit. Oh, no. Nope, it's too dark. Okay, let's go ahead and E this guy. Desaturate it, lighten it. We're going to go a little bit more on the yellow side. I suppose we probably just want a little bit more dimples. So let's go 0.4 and 0.4. And that is not the worst looking cork I've ever seen. It does have all these little cuts in it, so maybe I'll make the cuts. So if I add an RGB to this thing, and we're going to add a Verneuil. Where am I going to do that? We're going to do Mix RGB right here. Pop you here as well. There we go. And now we're going to add a Vernoi. And I got to be very careful to get this Vernoi correct. So I'm going to pop it straight into here first. So we want a smooth to F1. We're going to want to pop on a color ramp and really determine those spikes. Spiky boys. Oh yeah, always with the spiky boys. Well, that ain't what I wanted. We want to be really spiky. I always struggle with this. How do you make this? A Musgrave might do it, but I don't think it's spiky enough. I want like an edge detect. Oh, obviously. Obviously. You want... I installed Minecraft today after the longest time. Quite refreshing to play it again. Honestly, Minecraft is like the most fun game in the world for like a week. And then you're like, okay, I'm done. I've played enough. The heck? Why can't I get this to work? I want to make cracks. I think you can displace... I'm playing the Feed the Beast, so there's plenty of things to do. I played so much Minecraft back in the day, I'm just like... I'm tapped out. There's nothing else for me. Okay, so we definitely want color. And we're probably going to want Euclidean. Yep, just like that. I'm partway into building a huge-ass cathedral. It's consuming. For me, it's always been towers. I'm obsessed with towers. Every time I play Minecraft, it's towers. I don't know why. It's just my thing. Okay, well, I think we can do it like this. So if I just take this and we do a mix RGB on here. And we just do like a linear light, make sure they cross over correctly. It should be fine enough. This cathedral has 4 towers. Are you doing this on stream? I know you used to play Minecraft on stream. Is this a stream thing? That will do just fine. This will do it. Is it a little... I mean, it's not exactly what I want. If I plug this into here, what do I get? We just get crazy colors. You know what? It should be fine enough. It's a good enough thing. I can't much because it's a gift for one of the people who frequents my stream. Joe, you are such a giver. You're always giving things to people. You're a wild character. You know, I wish that were me. I wish I were more of a giver, I guess. Honestly, I'm going to up this amount just a little bit to 0.15, and I think we're going to do 0.15 here as well. Hey, Joe, giving me bits just because I called you a giver. Is that it, Joe? I just have to compliment you and that's how I get to your heart? Have I got you figured out? Nah. Well, you got a nice little icon next to your name now. You get to be the bit guy for a little bit. I know Nova was the last bit guy. That was for a joke. Hey, I mean, you got the title nonetheless. Also, I'm going to call it here on the cork. This is cork. I don't know what kind of paper I want to use to draw. What options are there? What options do we get? This is going to be called cork. And we're going to go ahead and pop the cork onto the top of this guy and hope that it just works right away. We're not going to change out of material view. And the cork literally looks perfect. That is so lovely. Okay, what kind of glass do we want on the poison bottle? It has to be pretty opaque, otherwise I'm cool with whatever. So I'm going to ask you all to think about that for just a sec, and I'm going to make the burlap. Burlap's going to be interesting, right? Burlap is... Burlap's going to be really interesting because we're going to use... we're going to do some crazy stuff to make the burlap work. You want red glass. I kind of like red glass. We got red and a dark brown. I can live with that. Okay, so we're going to make bricks. We're going to make the mortar white. We're going to make both of the checkers black. Like a medicine bottle. Yeah, I know the brown that you're talking about. I kind of think I prefer the red. Okay, so we got it backwards. We want black, and we want white, and we want white. Okay, now we want to use object coordinates to make sure that it is scaled correctly. It is not shaped right for some reason. Did we apply rotation to it? That's not going to change anything, is it? That is going to change it. Strange. The dark brown sounds good too. I think I prefer the red personally. Also, I'm getting a little dry, so everybody take a drink. I'm going to force you all to take a drink. This may come as a little bit of a surprise to everybody. I don't really talk a lot outside of stream. I'm a very quiet person for the most part. I don't know if I'm quiet. I definitely talk, but like, I'm not around people for the most part, and I don't spend too much time like chatting. When I talk to people, I sort of get to the point and I talk. So I'm not very used to talking for long segments of time like this. It's definitely a little alien to me. That should do. That's close enough to normal for me to not care. Now I'm going to get these to be the same. And we're going to make sure that they are not offset from one another. Perfect, just like that. Now we're going to scale it way down. Let's do like that. Okay. I'm going to copy that. Joe, are you in modded Minecraft? Very important questions today. Okay, so if I do a mix RGB on here, we're gonna get that really nice looking, tone. Hey, look at that. Let's pop you in here and let's scale you down to like 28. There we go. Let's go 27 just to make it a little bit more chaotic. But that's burlap. That's exactly what burlap looks like. So instead of doing that, we want to add 100% of both. No. Mixing is probably going to be the better option. It's not going to be perfectly see-through, but it should get the idea across. And I'm not fraying the ends of it. I don't even know how I'm going to do that. So this is it. That's our burlap. So let's go ahead and color it. Burlap is real rough. It's got a ton of sheen. High tint on the sheen. Specular, I'm not sure about yet, and we're going to go ahead and color it. To the best of my understanding, we're going to want to use one of these guys to color the burlap. So if I go like this, pop you up here, and we go for like a brown. Right? That should work. Or should I make a new one? Maybe I have to make a new one. Let's make a red. Let's make a blue. You can see a little bit of red in those little areas that this guy is, so that is definitely not what we want. Instead, I'm going to want to pop you up like that. And you're going to be our color. We're going to make you slightly off like that. And then I'm going to pop in a mix RGB. And we should have burlap. Once I add a little bit of a randomness to it. What kind of sketch suggestions have there been? Okay, yeah, good question. So far, there's only been Fluffy Pac-Man. So anybody who would like to modify Fluffy Pac-Man, say your piece. Let's see what we got. We're kind of going freeform today, so whatever's cool with me. Fluffy Pac-Man with bear paws. How dare you? How dare you? I'm going to take this 27, and I'm going to half it. Like that. We got an adorable. I don't know if I agree with the adorable, but, you know, we'll take it for what it's worth. He's clearly malnourished and looking for something to eat. That's a yikes. Okay, sure. I don't know how I feel about making malnourished characters, but the customer's always right, I suppose. Okay, let's make ourselves some little burlap. That is literally a perfect burlap color. We're going to grab that and just lighten him up a little bit. And I probably want to add another brown in the middle here. Okay. And I'm looking at it, and I think we want to do an add instead of that. And we want to take our Musgrave and really get the detail work higher. And I'm going to go ahead and try and get these colors a little bit closer together. They're a little too much right now. We'll go back to our 27. Let's see. No, I want to go back to mix. Mix was showing up pretty well. That is like a cool little thing right there. Gotta shoot off. You guys have fun. Thanks, Greg. Take it easy. You want to see Pac-Man's ribcage? I'm definitely not making Pac-Man's ribcage. That is a little too much for me, personally. Also, I'm going to really pay attention to color blindness here. We're going to go 0.7. 0.7. 0.7. Saturation on this needs to be dropped. Whoa, that is too much. This does not look like burlap. You know what? It'll have to do for now. That's our burlap. It's pretty bad looking burlap, but I don't care. Now we want cinnamon sticks. Where's the cinnamon? Cinnamon is darker in the center and this like weird fuzzy thing on the outside. So we're gonna do cinnamon real quick. What the heck is going on? Cool. Let's go ahead and get that going. So we just want to get cinnamon color. Cinnamon has a bunch of little flicks on it. To me, that screams a double wave texture. But I suppose a normal... Oh, look at that. That's a double wave texture. For sure, that's a double wave texture. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Double wave, 2 browns. So let's grab you. Let's make you cinnamon. Cinnamon, again, is going to be pretty rough, but it is going to have sheen. It is going to be... Let's see here. We want a wave on the object coordinates. Just like that. And the wave is going to be a 2... 0.7. That'll do. We're going to distort it by 7. It's pretty good looking. Pretty good looking. The color ramp is going to do a lot of work for us, so let's not get ahead of ourselves before we see what that color ramp looks like. Instead, I'm going to post up a mix RGB with another wave texture. And this is going to be the one that does it for us. We want this to be a Y. Oh, there he is. I want to start drawing so badly. You can start drawing. That's fine. No problem. You have a 30-minute head start. CQDK has been waiting this whole time to start drawing the Fluffy Pac-Man because they have a good idea for what Fluffy Pac-Man should look like. So go for it. Now's your time. Okay, so we're going to do the light yellowy color. And we're going to do this. In my experience, I find that Blender is pretty bad at doing color detection. So we're going to try and get it a little closer on our own merits with a little bit of red in the middle here. Look at that. Look at that. That is cinnamon. Maybe a little bit less of the light. That's cinnamon. I don't care what you say, that's cinnamon. It could probably use a little bit higher of a scale and a way higher of a scale here. That's cinnamon. Done. What do I want to draw other than my Pac-Man just to be nice? I'll give you an extra modifier. Don't do that. Joe, behave yourself. Draw one of the ghosts from Pac-Man in the exact same style. Okay, so we got cinnamon. It's on this disgusting looking burlap, but we got cinnamon. That's, honestly, you look at that, that's cinnamon. I'm okay with it. This is gonna be bad. See you guys in 20 minutes. No worries, you do you. Okay, that's my best attempt at making cinnamon. The burlap is really bad looking. So let's make a red bottle. And this is probably gotta be the end of what we're working on today. Not a terrible stream, not a terrible set to be working on today. I feel like I could have done a little bit more, but I don't know, we were kind of chilling today. I have a weird broken pinky toe. That'll be my excuse. If you got a problem, take it up with the pinky toe. I'm gonna make the bottle a little bit metallic, like it has lead infused into it, because if you're making poison, why would you care about lead? So that's gonna be that, and then we're gonna make it red. And I'll do my best to make it that dark brownish undertone. There we go. Look at that. Lead is traceable. This stuff is the nice stuff. Can you explain yourself? What does that mean? What are you talking about? Also, this bottle has been passed down for generations. This bottle has been around forever. So what that means is it needs to be a little bit of roughness. I'm saying, why would you care if there's lead and poison? Like, not that there's a bottle, but in poison? Like, who's tracing a poison bottle? Okay, so we want the white to be lower? Yeah. There we go. That'll do. And we're going to scale this up to, like, 15. That's pretty good looking. I don't love the normals on this thing. I'm going to try and correct that. I might even do 90-degree normals. That looks alright. If you're going to sell poison to kill someone, you got to make sure folks don't know who died. Who they died? What? When you say lead is traceable, you mean that you can tell where the lead came from? Because I think once you've poisoned somebody, you kind of don't care anymore, right? Okay, I'm going to go like 0.3. There we go. And now we can lower that down to like 9, and that is our little speckled bottle. I actually kind of want to add some little gold flicks onto it. So let me try this one more time. We're going to go this. We're going to grab this red. Nope. Sorry. We're going to grab this red, and we're going to grab a little bit of gold. A little bit of gold right about there. Let's go a little less on the gold and make the gold a little bit more like dominant where it does show up. That'll do. And the gold has got to be like bright, bright gold. That looks about right to me. There we go. That's a nice classic old bottle. Oh, I see what you mean. You don't want people checking for the lead bottle. Okay, well, I guess the person who's doing the killing here isn't very good. If you guys want some spoilers on the game that this is going into, they didn't actually get to follow through with the poisoning. They didn't manage to, like, finish the act. The poison didn't go through. So if that helps you in your judgment at all, it didn't work. That looks so good. I think I want to make it like a 5. And that's it. We're set. That's a perfect bottle. I might even add... I might add a little bit of a black rim around some of these bits of gold. Go like 0.15. Too much. 0.25. That looks good. You're just being difficult for the heck of it, you know? Joe, I would expect nothing less from you. You deserve a little plaque that says Mr. Difficult. There we go. That looks like such a cool little bottle. That is such a cool little bottle. Okay, that's it. That's our bottle. Done. I kind of want to put a little skull and crossbones on it, but I think that's like the stupidest idea that you could do, so I'm not going to do it. I think it's good. I might make stickers to throw on these guys later. Like a little like thing right there that says what it is, whatever, whatever. But we're not going to stress that right now. So I got a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and make ourselves one of the fillers for these guys. So which one shall I make? I'm going to reject the bay leaves. I think we're going to make olive oil to start with. Let's make some olive oil. So let's go back to our regular view. Let's copy you. And make some olive oil. So here's what we're doing. We got all of you, you, and you. We're going to delete. All of you, we can delete. We can delete all of this nonsense down here. And now I can grab you and make a face out of you. And I can grab... The heck is that noise? Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. Well then. There's just some weird vacuuming going on in our backyard. Why? I don't know. My roommate's weird. Freaked me out, man. I heard a vacuum coming from, like, the weirdest part of our house. I did not know what to think of that. Okay, so we got ourselves some olive oil here. If we're feeling extra crazy, I guess we are feeling a little crazy. Let's grab this olive oil real quick. And I'm going to inset a hole into it. I'm going to pop this guy way down. And I'm going to bevel this edge all the way up. Now you might be asking yourself, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? This is the olive oil that's clinging to the walls of the bottle. Someone is vacuuming your backyard? That's, yeah. Yes. Yep. Why? I don't know. I don't know anything, man. I could not tell you for what reason that's happening. Okay, so that is pretty good looking, I would argue. It might be a little weird, but I'm not against it. So let's go back to our node view. Oh, look how perfect that looks. Wait. Why is there no... What? Why is there no filler? What the heck is this? Why is there nothing here? If I bridge... That's weird. How did that happen? Did I do that earlier? Did I forget? Let's bridge those, and then we're back. Okay. That was really strange. Back to nodes. And we have a complete bottle this time. That looks correct. It does look all right. That's good. Okay. So let's go ahead and take our... Where's that little thing I just made? Olive oil jar 1. Okay, you are now the olive oil. I've already forgotten what my prompt is. It's Pac-Man. What is it? It's Pac-Man with bear paws. Pac-Man, bear paws. Oh, malnourished. Oh god, yeah, no wonder I forgot about that. Dark green glass is gotta have a little bit of alpha to it. 0.75 shall do. And then we will go back to the olive oil, make a new one. This is gonna be called olive oil. I'm gonna make the most perfect olive oil you've ever seen in your life. So it is going to remove that. It is going to lower the transmission. That looks all right to me. The alpha is gonna be like 0.6. That looks about right to me. Probably gonna have like a 0.1 on the roughness, maybe 0.2. Is there sheen? Is there sheen to olive oil? There must be, right? Is there specular? There must be. And the specular is tinted, correct. Clear coat. Roughness is down. Yep, that makes sense. So, olive oil looks like that. I'm gonna Google olive oil really quick. I think that's what olive oil looks like. Oh, it's even more yellow than that. And it's way more clear. Okay, so there's no roughness at all. Okay, well, no roughness can be a little bit problematic, so I'm gonna add just a tiny amount of roughness. Transmission is pretty low from what I'm looking at. It just looks like honey. It's very yellow. So it looks like this. Come on, you got it. You got it. We're here. We can do this. I want to say that's what olive oil looks like. It's like, it's got undertones of both orange and green. It's kind of hard to wrap your brain around. It looks a little bit like puke. Which I'm sorry. For everybody that likes olive oil, I also really like olive oil. It does kind of look like puke. IOR around 1.5. Okay, let's try that. Let's go 2. Let's go crazy. I think we want a lot more of the transmission. The problem is that shape. I think we might have screwed it on the shape. So you know what? Let's get rid of that cling. I was being fancy. There's no reason to be fancy. Goodbye. It looks a lot better without that. I'm also going to go ahead and just download this picture real quick. I'm going to want to reference it while we're going back and forth here. So let's come into here and let's pop on this picture. Hello, it's your best friend, olive oil. What's up, Popeye? It was a terrible joke. I apologize for that. Yeah, it has like orange and green in it. That color is crazy. I want that color. And now we want to go a little bit more on the... Oh, that's the one. That's it right there. It's, you know what, the alpha, we probably don't need to worry about the alpha at all, given that it's going to be in here. And I could probably fake it if I went with a color converter like this. I could probably fake this by doing that and popping on a camera. Let's see, camera, Z depth, view vector. Or I could put on a Fresnel filter, and a Fresnel could probably also do it. That actually looks a lot better. That makes the back wall of it look a lot better. It's hard to tell. The weird, like, IOR I'm using definitely does not match this scene at all. I think that's got to be our best bet right there. That looks basically as close as I think I can get it. The top is super white, which means I probably want to make that and that. Okay, cool. And all of this effort for this. I mean, it doesn't even matter, right? Who cares? It's just going to sit inside a bottle anyway. But it does look good. It looks real good. That's not a bad little spice cabinet we got going on there. Okay, so with that, I think we are safe. I'm going to go ahead and edit this real quick. Let's go ahead and remove the olive oil and the cinnamon. They're done. So we have fully finished 2 of them, except for the burlap. The burlap needs help. But that ain't half bad. I'm actually pretty pleased with this. Is that worth 2.5 hours of work? I don't know. I have a hard time quantifying that anymore. But it looks good. I'm comfortable with it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my AC on for just a little bit. And I'm going to come back and make a fluffy Pac-Man. And honestly, I'm just going to make the Pac-Man from scratch. I'm not going to think too much about it. I think the more I think about it, the more I'm going to be, like, dissatisfied with the result. So we're just going to make a fluffy Pac-Man with bear paws. Oh, I have such a good idea. Okay, I got it. I know what we're doing. I'll be right back.